Hi, I'm Susanna Johnson Malbrough, publisher of the Southern View magazine. Thank you so much for joining us. I am so pleased to be interviewing our newly elected mayor of St. Martinville, Melinda Mitchell, who likes to be called Mel. Hello, Mel.
Hello, Miss Suzanne.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you coming out to interview me.
Yes, it's a pleasure, and I know it's like really exciting right now.
Very exciting.
It's exciting on a couple of notes because you're the first female mayor of St. Martinville.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're the first African-American female.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, first elected.
First elected?
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome.
So this is history in St. Martinville, and I'm super excited.
In the making.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I started following you towards the end of the campaign because, again, I don't live in St. Martinville, but, you know, we usually know what's going on in the political arena. So it was very interesting and, you know, going through that. So before we get into, you know, the gist of you being our new mayor, why don't you tell the viewing audience a little bit about you and your family?
Yes. Again, my name is Melinda Narcisse Mel Mitchell. I am married to Lawrence Mitchell of 25 years. We have 3 wonderful children, Ashley Mitchell Jones, Lauren Mitchell Wilkes, and Lawrence Mitchell Jr. We have 4 grandchildren, Ashton Jones, Uriah Jones Jr., Riley Wilkes, and Mason Jones. And we do have another addition on the way.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yes,
and tell us a little bit about that addition.
So actually, my daughter called me last week. She said, "Mom, are you sitting or are you standing?" I said, "Well, I'm sitting." So I'm going to let you know you're going to be a grandmother again.
Oh,
so of course, I'm very excited because of the passion that I have for children.
Right.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit, where did you go to school?
I'm a high school graduate of St. Martinville Senior High in 1988.
Okay.
I've attended USL at the time, which is now ULL. I studied there 2.5 years. I received my bachelor's from DeVry University online, and I graduated actually at the age of 46 in business. I received my bachelor's.
You know, what a blessing and what an inspiration to other folks that may be thinking, well, I'm too old, I don't need to do this. But this is something that you saw as a necessity in your life, no doubt. Yes,
ma'am. Actually, I'm currently pursuing my master's.
Awesome.
Yes, so it's a lot, but it's doable, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Yes, and with me, it's like, you know what, let's go for it. Let's not rule anything out. We can do it.
Okay. Well, I know one of the things I heard as I started reading through your bio is that that was not your first run for mayor.
No, ma'am.
You run for that office again. When was the first time you pursued that particular seat?
Actually, I first ran in 2010.
Okay.
That was the first time I ran. I qualified for mayor.
Okay.
I did not win the race, but I did have 40%.
That's a good percentage.
Yeah, just coming out like a new kid off the block.
Right.
A lot of people didn't know who I was, but they saw change.
All right.
So when I saw the number of 40%, I was like, hey, let's do it again. Let's not stop.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so, you know, 40% back in 2010. What inspired or encouraged you to seek for the office of mayor?
Actually, it was through prophecy. In 2006, an elderly man came to my home, and he told me, you know, one day, Mel, you're going to be the mayor of St. Martinville.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. I said, who, me? At the time, I was working for the state. I worked for the state for 12 years. Okay. And because a conflict of interest, you can't run for political office and work for the state. So, yes, ma'am, I had to resign, but it was a step of faith. And he did prophesy. He told me, look, I'm not going to be here to witness it. So it was a bitter moment also. So I guess this was later on to let me know that it wasn't going to happen now, but it was going to happen.
It was going to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we didn't do it in 2010. You know, you waited, what, another 4 years?
4 years. 4 years. I ran in 2014. This time, I made the runoff against the incumbent. Okay. And I had 45%. So I could see it was kind of going up. Yeah. You know, more people, I got a little more involved with the community. People start to know, yeah, let's give her a chance. But I didn't win. But again, I did have 45%. And after that defeat, I went to God and I thought, what is your will? And I got a word to go back to school. So that's how I get to pursue my degree at the age of 46. I attended school afterwards.
Okay. So back in 2014, how many candidates were running for mayor at that time?
It was 3. It was 3,
okay.
and again I made the runoff, so it was me and the incumbent in the runoff.
Okay. Now he's not term limited.
No, there's no set term. No, ma'am.
You guys don't have term limit?
No term limit, unfortunately. So as long as the people vote you in, you're there. Okay. So yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even going to, go into that because I honestly think that a lot of positions need to have term limits for a number of reasons, but those are, just my thoughts. I like the idea of having, and it's nothing personal against anybody that's in office. I just think that when you're able to turn over and let new blood come in, new ideas, new creativity, then it gives that particular city or town an opportunity to grow. Yeah. Sometimes, you can see where, those areas get stagnated. So I like the idea of having term limits.
And I do agree. I do agree.
Yeah. All right, so then fast forward to 2018, Mel decides to put her name in the hat, and I know following this one there were a number of candidates in the race.
Yes,
you know what, when I saw that many candidates, I kept thinking, I said, well, I wonder if the mayor's term limited, because I didn't know. But, found out, well, not term limits because he's running again. But so many people in the race, and you decided to get in. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, actually that was very challenging, being that we do live in a city that has 62% blacks. And we were 4 black candidates. So first thing comes to mind is it's going to be split vote. Split vote. Right. And it did split the vote. I think a lot of people did not vote because of the fact they knew most of the candidates. So that kind of was a challenge.
I'm not quite sure.
Exactly.
I don't know who to vote for.
Exactly. But I just maintained, I presented myself, I canvassed, and I just told them what my platform was and just hoping that they would elect me.
Right. So with 62% of the community being black, what's the party breakup? Democrats, Republicans?
I'm not sure to my knowledge exactly, but I would think majority Democrat. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then with like about 6,000 people, I didn't go back to double check how many were actually registered, but only 2,000 people, about 2,000 people showed up to vote.
Yes, ma'am. Actually,
low turnout.
Very low. We have 6,100 in our population. It's about 4,500 people that is registered to vote. That always has been a problem. I guess just kind of motivating constituents and saying, look, get out and make your voice heard. Right. And I would even say, look, if it's not a vote for me, just come out and exercise that. I wish it would be a vote for me, but if not, still come out and exercise your right.
And you know what, while that's going on in St. Martinville, that's actually going on throughout the United States. I mean, it's going on in Lafayette. We have voter apathy, and folks, we just can't get folks to come out and vote. And unfortunately, you have folks that don't vote, then sit back and complain. So those are some things that I could see us continuing to work on and hopefully change.
Correct.
So you got into the runoff, so you knew you were there, you're at the home stretch. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you did to ensure a win. Okay,
well, I did take a different approach this time. Of course, I canvassed more, I joined more organizations, I stayed more visible. But one of the things I did, I gave a rally. I had a lot of people call me at the beginning of the campaign, when are you going to give a rally? When are you going to give? But I wasn't led to it. With me, I have to be led to do something by the Holy Spirit. So the night before election, I decided to give a rally because sometimes we tend to forget. So I wanted it fresh in the people's mind. Okay, look, Mel is running. This is a platform. I need your help. I can't do it by myself. So we gave a rally the night before. And when I get up to do the rally, okay, I get up there and I was like, okay, God, what do I say? Because I really, exactly, because I didn't prepare bullet points, but he gave me exactly what I need to say. He said, tell your story.
And you know what, you can't go wrong doing that.
You cannot go wrong
doing your story. Did you have a large turnout?
At first it was slow coming in, and I was like, okay, where's everybody?
Did you have food?
There were food, yeah, there were food. Yes, that's all that is. But yes, we did give refreshments. But it was a Friday evening. A lot of people probably were just getting out. So I kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt. But say about maybe 7 o'clock, it's like the crowd everybody just come down, they were calling people. And then at the time, I didn't know my daughter was Facebooking it live. Wow. So of course, social media, the millennials got involved. And it was emotional because, it was my story. And a lot of people didn't know my story. And I just thank God for my story. Sometimes you don't understand when you're going through, but it's for the next day, the next generation. Right. So it stuck. A lot of people came on board. We had like 4 headquarters all over town. He's like, what can I do? What can I do to get involved? And they did. And what was so beautiful, I had never saw in all of my elections, when I saw the youngsters, they were taking signs, Miss Suzanne, and they were riding around town with the signs and the music, vote for Mel, vote for Mel. And about close to 8, my sister worked up where the biggest box was. She's like, Mel, look, about 7:50, they would run into the doors like, I have to get my vote in. And so it was a bigger turnout than any other elections.
That has got to be, you know, making you feel really, really good. And you're right as far as the millennials,
yes,
social media. I didn't know you, I wasn't friends with you, but all of this is kind of going through my feed, and I'm like, I need to take note of what's going on out there in St. Martinville, you know. So that was really good, really exciting for me at the time when I contacted you for us to meet, and then we go out to Baton Rouge,
yes,
and it's like, okay, we didn't know each other, going to a political event, you know, and there's Mel, and I'm like, hi. Like she's supposed to all of a sudden know me.
I remember that day. He's like, do you know me? I'm like, no, and the name.
Right, and then you're like, oh my God. I love stuff like that. You know, I love running into people, you know, when you communicate with people, and that is one of the beautiful things on Facebook, because you communicate with people a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you see them in person, you're like, well, that person looks familiar, because you just don't see them, you
exactly.
know, in the reality. And when you do, then it's like, oh, we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah, so we're friends.
Yeah, so that's really good. All right, so now you're in office. You're from St. Martinville. I know you said you maybe weren't so involved like in what was going on, but you know this community.
Definitely.
You know the people of the community, okay? So having said that, tell us some of the things you see as a challenge in St. Martinville.
As a challenge, jobs, definitely. We don't have the necessary jobs in industry to bring forth the necessary revenues. A lot of time we hear and we know it's the truth too. We don't have the I-10, we don't have the I-49, we don't have the 90, Highway 90. So it affects our community because we're like right in the middle. But what we do have is...
That's true. I don't want to cut you off, but you know, on my route here, you know, I did take I-10, but then I had to come all the way out, you
to
know.
96,
yeah.
maybe. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you're, okay.
Yeah, so what we do have, we're going to focus on what we do have and not what we don't have. We do have the historic.
Yes, you do.
Very historic.
Yes, very historic.
We have people's person, the love, the compassion. We do have that here. So we want to start with what we do have and to attract and to build. So that's one of the things that I'm going to start with, and I do have a vision, and I know we perish without it. Right. So I can see that vision. I can see industries coming, and I can see movement. It's in time. It may not happen overnight.
Nothing happens.
No,
overnight.
Exactly.
And folks have to be patient, and
correct.
That's the one thing I know you'll ask your constituents to be patient with you, because you're just now coming in. How old is St. Martinville? I mean,
200. We just celebrated our bicentennial.
200 years.
So,
yes. You know, if it didn't happen within that 200 year, why why shouldn't Mel make it happen overnight?
Exactly.
You know, so I know, you know, just from, you know, your spirit, being as spiritual as you are, that your constituents are going to be patient, and I can just see them offering assistance to you.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I can tell you're such a humble person. You know, so that's really exciting. Okay, so you've got the jobs out there. I'm sure you'll be making contact with
investors. Yes, ma'am.
And all, and building up St. Martinville. And I'll kind of say that as a note. My mother's family is from St. Martinville.
Awesome.
I used to come here, well, our family used to come here a lot when we were little.
Wow.
You know, but then as we got older, you know, I didn't come, you know, as often as when we, you know,
exactly.
growing up and also. But I've seen it, you know, and I've seen like the historic part of it. So it's a beautiful city.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so you have a wonderful city at your helm to further develop, you know, for the people. So jobs is one of the things. What else do you
definitely
have?
Infrastructure. We have old, outdated infrastructure.
Yes, you do.
Oh, outdated infrastructure. So definitely infrastructure. You know, we think about safe roads, definitely safe water, purification of water, because our health matters.
Yes.
Safety and health is my #1 issue. So that's one of the things, the main things that I'm going to be looking to as the new incoming year.
Okay.
Again, we have short-term goals and long-term goals.
That's how you have to set it up.
Yes, ma'am. So definitely infrastructure, shelters. We have entered into hurricane season. So evacuation routes, just to make sure that everybody's safe. We have a game plan. We're gonna stay ready, so we don't have to get ready.
Right.
That is my motto.
All right, tell them again.
Stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. So my motto is to stay ready. So I'm going to be meeting with our parish president soon, and we're going to go over some routes and evacuation process. And also I met with the superintendent from the school, and we're going to see what we can do about opening shelters. So nothing is written in stone now, but we are making preparations.
Well, you no doubt have been making the right connections and, talking to the people that matters, because you just said you can't do it by yourself. It does take the whole community. To do that. So from, grassroots, to government, to businesses, it takes everybody,
yes,
to chip in.
Yes, ma'am.
What else do you have?
And just kind of add on before I go on, with that being said, as I transition, everybody has been so receptive, Mrs. They just want to give a hand. They want to see this work. They want to see it succeed, and they want to see the city progress and move to the next level. So that makes a bit of a difference. Next, education. Again, I've visited all the schools, the local schools. I've also visited with the superintendent to see what can we do as the city to help build education, because a lot of times we want to attract people to move into St. Martinville, but of course we want to know what type of schools.
Right.
We invest in our children.
Businesses do not, move to areas where the education is poor, because then they end up not being able to have the manpower they need for their business to sustain.
That is so true. So definitely working closely with the superintendents, the schools. A lot of the schools already open up, say, look, Mayor, you're welcome to come in anytime. One of the things I was thinking about is just getting the children involved. Maybe like, for instance, the young ladies, let's do tea with the mayor. Just dress up and just get them involved. Have them to tour the St. Martin Squares, know their history, know their culture. We have the beautiful Benjamin Oak. Just get them involved, because we don't see that. And how are they going to know if we don't tell them?
Right.
So that's one of many things that I'm looking forward to.
With education, have you had a chance to, explore like the dropout rates or anything? Not that you need to know right now.
Right.
You have a lot.
Well, yes.
And it could be overwhelming. I'm just asking, just to kind of put it out there, because, that's a challenge.
Yes.
For a lot of neighborhoods.
And that's a good question, because actually when I visited the superintendent, I met up with and I don't know his title, but he kind of told me, say, Mayor, the numbers has gone down, and of course because our population has declined because of jobs or whatever. So yes, the number has gone down. The graduating classes is going down. But one thing I must say, I went to the last graduation 2 weeks ago.
I know, I saw the posts on Facebook. I'm like, hey, you still need to work social media.
Yes, definitely. But I was so emotional, because when I look at the kids as they came down, the students, how they persevered, how they work hard. They didn't just quit, they did it. So it's like, I'm seeing them going down there, and I'm also reflecting 30 years ago when I walked down that aisle and didn't know in 30 years I would be the mayor. Right. So looking at these youngsters, one day they're going to be something. You just have to stick to it no matter the downfalls, just keep on going.
That and, still setting role models.
Yes,
I'm sure right now you're a role model for so many young women, who aspire. And I think I like the idea of, the tea. It exposes our young folks, because they need to be exposed to so much culture, businesses, things that they may not be getting at home.
Exactly.
So it is up to us to do that. It's up to the adults. We have to groom them.
Exactly. And when you talk about the young adults or the young ladies, I can go back to the night of the victory, the night of election, when it was announced that I won. And one thing I'm going to always remember of that night, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. You can hear the joy and the atmosphere, the screaming, the hollering, the happy people. But the one thing that I do remember is this 8-year-old little girl. Her name is Samaria. And she makes her way to me in the crowd. And there was a crowd. Okay, this is history. And, you know, we did it.
Yeah.
And when she makes her way to me, she embraced me. And, of course, I'm taller than her, so I reached down to embrace her. And she whispers in my ear, she said, Miss Mel, one day I want to be the mayor. So, you know, that stole my heart. Okay, I have the chills, the goosebumps just thinking about it. And my word to her was, I'm going to help you get there. I'm going to help you get there. So, you know, we already built a bond.
Of course.
Yes.
Put on your staff.
Exactly. So, you know what, and not just her, many others, you know, paved the way for the next generation. It starts now.
And we have to think that way. You know, there are some folks that, you know, when they seek office, it's about them. It's never about you. You're doing community service to another level, and you just happen to get paid.
Exactly.
You know, but, you know, pretend that you're out there volunteering. And, you know, just continue to help, inspire, encourage other folks. And again, our youth are straying. You know, we're kind of losing control of them because they're, you know, without any guidance, you know, they're going off into a direction that we don't even know how to bring them back.
Exactly. And with that being said, that's why we as adults have to lead by example, because they are watching. I'll go into the grocery stores, anyway, and they're watching. They want to make sure that you are that person that you say you are.
Right. You have to live it.
You have to live it.
You have to walk the walk. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk.
Yes. Now we know
that's the old cliche.
Exactly.
But it's real.
But it's real. It's real. At least strive. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes.
Right.
At least strive to be that person that God has called us to be.
Okay. What other area?
Okay. So,
Big jobs.
We say jobs.
Education, infrastructure.
Yes. Just building relationships.
Okay. I'm going to bring up crime.
Safety.
Crime, safety.
Yes.
You know, that's on the rise, not just in St. Martinville, I know in Louisiana, but then across the nation.
Yes.
You know, so I'm sure you already have plans to get with, you know, law enforcement to find out, you know, what they could do. One of the things that I think we need to work on is that, you know, crime against the black on black crime.
Definitely.
You know, that's just still high everywhere.
Yes.
You know, and that is based on what we were talking about a little while ago. There's no family values.
Exactly.
You know, and once we start taking that, you know, out of the families, you know, we kind of end up with that. You know, so we, not you, we all need to do a better job.
Exactly.
You know, about instilling values, you know, in the family, so that transcends when they go to school, when they go to work, when they're out and about in the community. If they don't value their lives, they don't value anybody else's, which is why they end up taking somebody else's life.
Exactly. And with that being said, I'll always go back to the fear of God in them.
Well, you know what, and you say that, I love the way you're so strong about that. You know, how do you feel about them having taken prayer out of the school?
I'm totally against it. I think we will have less crime, less trouble. I think, like, I brought in my 3 kids, and I'll let them know from small, guess what, Mama not with you 24/7, but we know who are. Right. So they don't think twice. Not to say they're not going to do something contrary, because we know they do, but they're going to think twice.
They walk a path, they could walk off, you know, into
exactly.
the direction, but, you know, we just hope, pray to get back on the right path.
Exactly, exactly. And with that being said, it's just to put the fear of God and let them know, you know, and don't be afraid. You know, if you want to talk to somebody, we here, get them involved. Less idle time, because we know idle time is the devil workshop. So give them something positive to do, and also include them, have them to be involved. Because when we tend to be involved with something, we tend to do better at it. So I think that makes a big of a difference. And going back to safety, even with the police officers, just making sure that they have the necessary resources to be effective. As I canvass, I would go to different districts, different neighborhoods, and what I need in my neighborhood, you may not need in yours, okay? So certain neighborhoods, like, you know, if we elect you, we just want to see more police patrol, less drug traffic. And what I did, and that was another different approach I took. Instead of going to do a lot of talking, because sometimes I get long-winded, I did a lot of listening. Yes, I did a lot of listening. I sat on sofas, I sat at tables, And I did something called a community concern form, where it could be anonymous, like 3 concerns. What you think would make St. Martinville better, or make your neighborhood better? And when I got home, I kind of started through it with the help of my supporters, and that's how we built the platform. We need more of this, or this person likes to see more. So it's what is it about male, what male want, or what male needs. It's about what the community want and what they're like and what they're needing, and I'll be the voice to present it to our councilors. Because again, St. Martinville is under the charter. Some cities are under the laws. And the charter, the mayor doesn't, I don't have the authority to do as many things, but I can go down and recommend to my council. So I am building a relationship with the councils, and just want to make sure that we all on the same page for the betterment of St. Martinville, not the betterment of Mel, not the betterment of the council, the betterment of the city.
How many council members are
we? Have 5.
Okay. That's small. That's
yes.
That's workable.
Yes, it's workable.
That's doable.
And
In Lafayette, it's like 9.
Yes, and so far they have all been so supportive.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been meeting with them individually, and yes, we pretty much have a lot of the same things on the platform.
All right. Well, that's
so that makes it so much better.
All right, I like the idea. You've got things set, for that. One of the things I wanted to ask is, you kind of said it already, but how much do you want to get engaged with the residents? Do you have any plans to stay engaged with the residents?
Okay, well, actually, my plan is to have town hall meetings to educate our constituents. There's a lot of myths, a lot of rumors. Let's get to the fact. Each district, let's get with the city councilman of that district and invite the citizens to the meeting, and let's hear what they have to say, and also let's educate them with the facts, so that way they have facts, and again, to get them involved. So I do plan on having an open door policy whenever I'm available, and I'm going to try to be available as much as possible, because I do want to hear. I'm not going to wait 4 years for them to see me just doing the election.
I was just going to say, yeah.
My goal is pull the politics out. It is only 4 years. I'll take that by the grace of God, and I'm going to do my very best within those 4 years.
Well, that actually is one of the things that will either help you get elected or not. Your track record. I mean, let your record speak, for itself. If you're basically looking to accomplish the things that you mentioned, you will have accomplished a lot. And what happens is you can't do it in 4 years.
Yes.
So hopefully the residents give you another 4 years, to continue those efforts.
Amen. I agree. In Jesus' name, yes.
All right. I wanted to go back a little bit to the election process. First African American female, or one, just in our area, we don't have as many African American females running, but recently across Louisiana, we see that there are more and more African American women in the office of mayor.
Yes.
So what information or what do you want to share with some of these young ladies who may be interested in running for political office?
I would like to say, don't be fearful. The fear would come in if we wouldn't run. What would happen to our city if we wouldn't run? We have many challenges like everybody else, but I can speak for myself as an African American. We have many challenges in life. And personally, I feel that myself, I'm there to nurture, to help things grow and not tear down. We're used to doing what we have to do to secure our family, to work hard. And again, not just me, I'm sure women all over across the world, but don't let fear intimidate you. Step out on it, don't knock it until you try it. Yes, ma'am.
And then, again, those thoughts are not for just African American women, it's women in general, because there's that movement now for women to seek office.
Yeah.
So, and it's across the country. I know a few years back, I was kind of doing some research on just looking to see, the women that were in office, but then I focus mostly on African American women because I'm an African American woman. I want to know what's going on with us.
Exactly.
And then there wasn't many. In Lafayette, there aren't any. And I know it's a larger area, but we don't have that many, And I don't know if we have ever had even an African American female run, for the office of mayor president.
Okay.
You know, so I'm putting it out there
Yes.
for, because, you know, look, we have got a lot of intelligent, educated, well-rounded African-American
Yes.
women.
Yep.
I mean, we saw some not too long ago. They're out there. I featured, you know, some a couple of months ago in one of my issues, the African American women that are making an impact in our communities, and there are many, you know. So I was just thinking it was time for us to pool our resources together.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, start, you know, working together, because I think we do so much better in numbers.
Correct. Correct.
We
Very
do so
straight
much
in numbers.
in numbers.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask, do the mayors in the area meet on a regular basis?
Not to my knowledge, but personally, I've been meeting with my neighboring cities, prospering cities, and just find out what are you doing to get your city where it is,
Right.
because I see the goal that they have to set my goal. So
Right.
I don't think so, but we do have an upcoming LMA conference. It's for the mayors. That's going to be in July the 31st through August the 2nd in Lake Charles. So I'm excited about it. I'm going to do a lot of networking and just meet people all over, especially elected officials, and get some ideas.
I'm just going to bring out, you had the opportunity to meet the governor?
I did. It was just awesome.
It was short and brief,
but I wasn't expecting it.
I know.
Okay, so I was always taught, and just because of humility, just sit back and wait to be called up.
Yeah.
So I did. I went in there not expecting when I would walk in that they would put me with the executive session, the executive table, and sure enough, here comes the governor, and he calls me up. I was like, okay, but it was brief, but it was an awesome moment. It was an awesome moment, and I was able to take a picture with him. So when I worked for the school system, I forgot to mention that, I really built a relationship with one of the young men. I worked with him with social skills. So, of course, he graduated from primary, and I brought him a picture with me and the governor. He was just so ear to ear smile, like, oh my God, Miss Mel is with the governor. So, yes, it was an awesome, awesome feeling.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yes.
That's
yes.
exciting. Yeah, I can just see that there are so many wonderful things that are going to happen with you. I love your spirit. I love your energy. You know, just stay the way that, you know, you are. Was there anything else you wanted to share with the viewing audience?
I can get a little comical because I have to have a little
Let's do
humor.
that.
Okay, so after this long, long campaigning trail, runoff and all, okay, so after Saturday, I'm married, I'm going on vacation because we do a little RV. So about to set up, me and my family, we're going on vacation for a week because guess what, we need a kind of, well, my transition manager comes in. At the time she was just a supporter, and now she's my manager. And she comes to my house this Sunday, she knocks and she says, you're going where? I said, oh, we're going to take a vacation. I'm so ready. She's like, you can't leave right now. You're into transitioning for the next 60 days. I was like, trans what? She's like, yeah, 60 days. You have to transition into management, into governing. So of course she came with the transitioning packet, and I was like, what is this? So yeah, so we haven't went on vacation yet, but that's okay. Yeah. Next weekend we have a 4-day Father's Day weekend. We're gonna be going on vacation for 4 days. So I'm excited. Okay.
So when's the installation for mayor coming up?
That's going to be June the 30th, which is Saturday, June the 30th, at the courthouse in St. Martinville, St. Martin Parish Courthouse, which is located at 415 South Main Street, 12 o'clock noon. And I'm asking, and it's optional, that the guests wear a white shirt. And there's a story behind it.
Tell us the story.
And I'll tell you the story. It goes with the vision. It goes with the prophecy. So in 2010, when I ran, when it was prophesied that I would be the mayor, the Lord gave me a vision about in the Bible when they talk about the people that was arrayed in white, and it was far off, and they were all in white, and that's where the people that came out of great tribulations, and they washed their robes white. So my view is St. Martinville is coming out of great tribulations, and we're washing our robes white. So that's the goal of the white attire. Okay. So I'm excited.
That's beautiful.
We're about to come out of tribulation.
All right.
Yes.
Well, good. All right, so folks, you heard that. June 30th in St. Martinville, 12 o'clock, and wear white. I just want to thank Mel so much for the interview. I really appreciate it. It's really been a pleasure. And to the folks in the audience, you'll get to see the video. It'll be on our website. It'll be on our Facebook page. When you go to the Facebook page, the Southern View magazine, follow us, like us. There's information about Mel already. So at this time, I want to say again, thank you. And I'd like to give Mel an opportunity just to give some closing comments. Let folks know, we know right now the office is not quite set up, but let folks know where they can catch you later if you have questions. Yes,
actually I will be taking office July the 1st, which falls on a Sunday. So my first day in office will be July the 2nd. I am super, super excited about going in and just doing what God has called me to do to the office. Again, we're going to have the inauguration on June the 30th. Be a part of it. Come and support. It's a community effort. The more the merrier. I cannot do this by myself, and I will not do this by myself. So just come and be a part of the great gift and the vision that God has sent to us. I can be reached at 337-394-2230. That's the City Hall's number. And also we do have a Facebook page. You can Google City of St. Martinville, and we're located at 120 North New Market Street. So feel free anytime to come and visit, call, but definitely your prayers. And don't be a stranger to City Hall. I love you.
The new mayor-elect, Melinda Mel Mitchell.
God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
You too.
Thank you.